Today we're going to take a look at two designer garments, one a sweater and one a jacket, as well as a custom-made garment. We'll examine the shape on the outside and look inside to see how well they were made. This sweater is black, cream, and gold. It's quite long. It comes down to about mid-thigh level and is somewhat oversized. This jacket is of woven fabric, and it comes to about 6 inches below the waist. It's a rather short jacket and rather boxy, but it does have some shaping in the waist. This is a rather formal jacket made of silk. It's not fitted, and it comes to about the upper thigh level. This is a Gucci sweater. Although the tags have been cut out, I think it's probably 100% cashmere. It's very, very heavy. And it has raglan sleeves. It has ribbing down the front and around the neck with mitered corners, and lurex or sparkly thread with the Gucci logo. The cuffs are ribbing, and so are the welt pockets. The welt pockets have solid black in them. Now, for warmth, I needed to put closures on this, so I didn't want to put buttons. I put magnetic snaps. You can find these on Etsy. The beauty of this particular sweater is that it's lined in this incredible silk. And you can see that the silk was actually woven for this lining with the border. And it was sewn into the band. It's actually sewn in. What a joy to wear this with this secret lining. It's actually quite heavy. Let's take a look at the back. This is definitely a warm garment. Probably this was made in the early to mid-90s. Things were still a little bit oversized back then. For you who knit, this is a fabulous idea. It would be extra warm with a silk lining. This jacket also is from Gucci, embroidered dogs. This looks like an English spaniel, and this piece is actually separate and sewn on. As you can see, it has a leather ruffle with silk organza on top of it. The organza is cut on the bias and it's all gathered up. I find this very interesting. The sleeves actually snap, and these snaps are covered with a beautiful fabric. I'm sure it's silk, but it's also a twill, a very dense twill. So the sleeve could be rolled up to expose the pink lining. All these little secret touches are just so special. It has welt pockets with the leather and silk organza ruffle. It closes with coat hooks, and I added one at the apex so that it would stay shut at that place. It was opening a little. It was made in Italy, and this person doesn't like tags. Tags can be scratchy, so the tag for the content is not in this, but I'm sure it has a lot of wool in it, and of course this is silk crepe de chine. The jacket was taken in, so I created darts in the lining, and the body in the back was taken in. A lot of women are very small across the back, and jackets tend to be too large. Interesting, the under collar is all one piece. The upper collar has a stand, a collar stand right here. Let's see how that goes. It goes, yeah, okay, so this is almost the shoulder. This is about the shoulder right here, and the collar stand comes a little bit forward of the shoulder seam, and it's about 1.5 inches tall. This will strengthen the collar and allow it to stand up better than if it didn't have a collar stand. I have not found information on making collar stands, although I certainly know how to make them, but I love collar stands. because they give so much more body and they're just very interesting. This is the shape of the collar right here. It's quite an unusual shape, and it's almost like a Peter Pan collar. And it has a little piece to hang it, although I wouldn't want to hang this on a hook. It would not be good for the jacket. And it has darts here and then side seams. And this is the waist right about here. So it's a short jacket. When the collar is put up, it would stay up because of the collar stand and the thickness of the fabric. A beautiful little jacket, just a beautiful jacket. This jacket is probably about 18 to 20 years old. It is made of Tibetan silk. It was probably woven in India, where the Tibetan refugees live. I was commissioned to make this for a client. It has welt pockets, vertical welt pockets. The buttons are perfect for this jacket, and they happen to be something that I already owned. It has 9 bound buttonholes, and the button placket is separate. It was sewn on separately. It has a funnel collar that is very wide and pleated, and then the pleats are gathered into the front of the button placket. The facing has a seam, but the outside is cut on the bias and does not have a seam. As you can see from the neckline down about 3.5 inches, it has tucks, sewn tucks, and they're released, and that creates the fullness for the bust. It has a hook and eye at the bottom of the neck to help keep the neckband or the collar close to the neck. And it is lined with cream-colored Silk Charmeuse. So it has raglan sleeves with the seam going completely down the sleeve. The back also has sewn pleats, 7 pleats on either side of the center back neck, and they all release again to have fullness. The fabric is magnificent. I think it's very regal. There's so much to be learned by looking in these garments. I hope to be able to share many more with you over time. Thanks for joining me today, and see you next time.